Okay, good morning everyone. Today we will discuss about signal and system. So basically, what is signal? Signal is a set of information. A signal is a set of information or data. So earlier we were studying about signal in the form of function. So there are several signals which we will discuss today. So first of all, functional signals. So in the group of functional signals, the first signal is unit step function. Unit step function, and it is denoted by u of t. So we will discuss in time domain as well as discrete time domain, continuous time domain and discrete time domain. So I am just writing unit step function. So in continuous time domain, unit step function is defined as u of t, that is equals to 1 if t is greater than 0, and it is 0 when t is less than 0. So this is mathematically we can express unit step function like this, and if we draw it graphically, then it is like this. This is t, so now what is the value of unit step function at t equals to 0? Since there is a change in step at 0, at t equals to 0, there is change in step from 0 to 1. So what is the value of t equals to 0? Here t is greater than equals to 0, it is 1. T is less than equals 0 is equal to 0. So what is the value of t equals to 0? We cannot define. So basically we take average of this value. So to define this value, we take its average value. So u of 0 is nothing but the original solution is it is not defined. But if we take its value, so we take u0 is average value of 0 to 1. Okay. Now, since there is a change in step, so if we draw like this, how this value comes? So this is like this. If we take very step size, very small, and from here to here, we can see from a small step size, this value is changing its step size. So from 0 to 1. So that is why we are taking average of this value 0 to 1, and we can take 1 by 2 at t equals to 0. Otherwise this definition is correct. Okay. Now the second is unit step function in discrete time domain. So here in discrete time domain, we can represent unit step function like u of n equals to 1 when n is greater than 0, 0 when n is less than 0. it is 1 when n is greater than equals to 0, and it is 0 when n is less than 0. So graphically we can represent it like this. Okay. So here, when n is greater than equals to 0, so its value is 1 at each step size. So when n is less than 0, so it is 0. So graphically we can represent un in this form. So this is basically discrete time domain signal. Unit step function in discrete time domain signal. So now the second signal is impulse function. So now we will discuss about impulse function. Okay. Now comes to the next signal, that is unit impulse function. So the second signal is unit impulse function. Do not confuse with function and signal. Both are same. So function and signal both are same. If I write function, it means unit impulse signal. So basically in earlier we were study about function like this. Suppose a signal is like this, and this is a function of t, and we represent some function. So basically what is this? This is signal. It is some kind of signal. So function and signal is same. So second one is unit impulse function. So unit impulse function is a continuous function in which the function is defined as del of t is infinite. I am discussing about continuous time domain. Okay. So del of t is defined as infinite when t is greater than 0, and when t is less than 0, it is 0. And graphically we represent it like this. Okay. So here one represents the area of this function. Delta t is a function which depends on the time, and this one represents the area of this function. So basically area of this function is 1. So minus infinity, if I take area of this function, so we can integrate from minus infinity to infinity. So I am integrating this minus infinity to infinity del of t dt, that will be area of this function. Okay. So minus infinity to infinity del of t dt is the area of impulse function. So this will be equals to 1. So we can write like this: 0 minus 0 plus, because it exists at value 0. So if a small step size, this is 1. So I am writing 0 minus 0 plus del of t d of t. This will be equals to 1. Okay. So okay, so we can write impulse function is a continuous function impulse function is a continuous function and the area under this function is equals to unity, and the area under this function is unity. So we can write impulse function definition that impulse function is a continuous function and the area under this function is unity. Or mathematically we can write like this. Okay. So now we will discuss about property of unit impulse function. Okay. Okay. Now the properties of impulse function. The next section is properties of impulse function. So first property is minus infinity integral of del of t from minus infinity to infinity, and if we delete from t minus t naught and we multiply with a signal phi of t and dt, then it will be equals to phi of t naught. Okay, if we multiply a delayed impulse function with a signal, then the signal will be, the output will be only signal. So it is the first property of impulse function. So by using this we can solve many integral equation. So the second property is d by dt del of t phi of t dt. Okay, minus infinity to infinity d of dt del of t phi of t dt equals to minus d by dt phi of t. So basically we will differentiate only signal, so we can get output of this integral function. The third one is del of a of t minus b equals to 1 by a, 1 of mod a del t minus b by a. The fourth one is del of j omega equals to del of omega. Fifth one is del of t equals to del of minus t. Okay, so these are the 5 properties of impulse functions. So here, when we delay a impulse function like del of t from t to minus t naught and we multiply it with a function, then the value of this integral will be equals to delayed version of the signal. Okay. The second property is when we take derivative of impulse function with multiplied with a signal and we take integration of the whole, then the output will be differentiation of signal with minus sign, and this condition is only fulfilled when t is equals to 0. The third one is del of at. A and b is the constant. Okay, a and b is constant. So what we are doing? We are sampling. First we sampling, then we delayed this function from t to b. So this value will be equals to 1 of mod a del t minus b by a. So the signal will be delayed by b by a. The fourth one is del of j omega equals to del of omega. So both will be equals. The fifth one is del of t equals to del of minus t. So these are the properties of impulse function. So now relationship between unit impulse signal, unit step signal and impulse signal. So now I am trying to now the relationship between unit step function and impulse function. So basically phi of t is defined as d of dt u of t. If we take differentiation of unit step function, we will get impulse function. Okay. Now if we integrate u of t, now minus infinity to infinity u of t dt, that will be equals to del of t. From here we can get u of t equals to, we can find this equation from here only. What? U of t equals to phi of t dt, and take integration, so we will get this one. So minus infinity to infinity phi of t dt equals to dt. Thus I am writing here u of t equals to minus infinity to infinity del of t dt. So these are the relation between unit step functions and impulse function. Okay, now impulse function is completed in continuous time domain. Now we will discuss impulse function in discrete time domain. So in discrete time domain, impulse function is defined as del of n equals to 1 when n equals to 0, and when n is not equals to 0, it is 0. So graphically it is represented by like this, u of n So we can write this in unit step function. Del of n is represented by u of n minus u n minus 1. It is difference between unit step function with delayed of unit step function. So delta n is represented by this one. So where it comes, let u of n. So in discrete time domain, u of n is represented by this one. Okay. This is u of n. Now if we delete this function and we graph u of n minus 1, so how it looks like? Just delete this function. So it will start from 1. So now it will start from 1. Now take the difference between un and un minus 1. We subtract these two. So what will be the value of un minus 1? So all the value after 1, it will subtract and we will get 0. Okay, 1 minus 1, that will be 0. If this is 1, so we will get at the value at 1 equals to 0. 1 minus 1, that will be 0. Again at 2, 1 minus 1, that will be 0. So we will get only one value at n equals to 0. Only one value at n equals to 0. So what is this? This is nothing but impulse function. So this is impulse function. So we can write impulse function in time domain function like this, un minus 1. Okay. Now the third signal is rectangular or gate function. So basically it is defined as x of t equals to a when value is in between minus t by 2 to t by 2 from one period, and it is 0 otherwise. So from this mathematical expression we can draw its graphical representation. This is amplitude, so it can be anything in integer form. So it exists only from minus t by 2 to t by 2. So this is the rectangular or gate function. Now the next function is unit ramp function. And unit ramp function is denoted by r of t, and it can be expressed mathematically. R of t is t when t is greater than 0 and t is less than 0, it is 0. So at t equals to 0, there is change in slope. At t equals to 0, there is change in slope. So we can write there is change in slope in ramp function at t equals to 0. So we can draw this function like this. The next signal is signum function. Sometimes it is denoted as SGN, signum function. Okay. So signum function is defined as SGN of t will equals to u of t minus u of minus. So u of t minus u. So it can be write as 2 of u of t minus 1. So basically this is signum function, and graphically it is represented by this one. Okay. So now, what is the value of signum t at t equals to 0? Since there is change from -1 to 1, so mathematically we can take the value of this average. So value of this signum 0. What is the value of 1 and minus 1? Average value of 1 and minus 1, that will be 0. This will be 0. Average will come here. So signum of 0 is 0. Originally signum function is not defined at t equals to 0. But we chosen at t equals to 0, its value is 0. As in unit step function, we have taken its average value. So we can write a sentence like signum function Sn of t is not defined at t equals to 0, but for convenience we take average value of maximum and minimum amplitude so signum of 0 equals to 0. Okay, original statement is this one. Now comes to the another signal, that is sinc function. Sinc or sinc square function. Okay. So sinc square function is defined as sinc of lambda sine of pi lambda upon pi lambda. So it is defined as this. Now we will try to solve some problem related to properties of impulse function. So there are several questions here. So I will solve one by one. So the first question is evaluate the value of integral. The first one is integral given from -6 to 8 t square plus 4 del of t minus 3 dt. So what we will do in that type of question, first we have to see where this impulse function exists. No need to integrate this all integration and trap in the so what we will do, first we will try to see where this impulse exists. So where this exists, just take this value as phi of t, which is our signal, and see where this impulse function exists. Just try to put t minus 3 equals to 0. So if we will put t minus 3 equals to 0, then t equals to 3. So impulse function will exist at t equals to 3. So just see is this integral is in between this. If this value comes into this integral limit, then we will solve like this our property. So first, del of t minus 3 equals to 0. Yeah, t minus 3 equals to 0 and t equals to 3. And our limit is minus 6 to 8. Minus 6 to 8. So 3 is coming in between 6 to 8. So it exists. Okay. So we will solve like this. Minus 6 to 8 t square plus 4 del t minus 3 d of t, that will be equals to 0. So t square plus 4 will exist at t equals to 3. Just put at the value of function phi of t. What is the property? Integral phi of t del t minus t naught minus infinity to infinity, that will be equals to phi of t naught, where this is existing. So just I am writing what is this function and where this impulse function is existing. So the value is 9 plus 4, that will be 13. Okay, the answer is 13 of this integral value. So just see the second example. So what we will do? First we will check this impulse, where this impulse function is existing. So just put this value at equals to 0, then t equals to pi by 4. Is pi by 4 coming between minus pi to pi? Yes. Pi by 4 is coming between minus pi to pi. So this impulse function is being exist at t equals to pi by 4. And this is our signal. So we will solve like this. Cos square t at t equals to pi by 4. So cos square pi by 4. So this is cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2 is square. So this will be equals to 1 by 2. So value of this integral is 1 by 2. Now come to the next. Just see this value. Is this impulse function exists? It is existing at t equals to 6. So it comes. No. T equals to 6 is not coming between minus 3 to 4. So we can write this value equals to 0. No need to solve this. Okay. So now comes to the next. Property will help when limit exists. Otherwise, if impulse function is not exist, so we will say its value is 0. So now come to this one. So here we will not apply directly the value impulse property like this phi of t del t minus t naught. So we have to check whether it is form of this function phi of t del t minus t naught, whether this is in form like this. No, it is not like this. Here there is a sampling by 2. So we have to solve like this. How we will solve? First we will apply another property, that is del of at minus b, that was 1 upon mod a del t minus b by a. Okay, that was the second property. Third property of impulse function. So first we will apply this one, then we will apply this one. So how we will solve? See, del 2t minus 4, del 2t minus 4. So this value is equals to 1 by mod of 2 del C minus B by A. So this is so basically 1 by 2 del T minus 2. Its value is mod of 2 is 2. So its value is 1 by 2 del T minus. Just put this value in this equation. So we will get I equals to minus 6 to 5 T minus 2 del, this is 1 by 2 del T minus 2. Just take 1 by 2 out, minus 6 to 5 T minus 2 del T minus 2 dt. So now this equation is same as this equation. So we can apply this property which is equals to phi of T naught. Okay. Now just check this equation. This impulse function is exists at T equals to 2. Okay. So this equation is T minus 2 when T equals to 2. And this 2 is in between minus 6 to 5. So this integral is existing. So we can solve like this 1 by 2 and this is 0. So now we can write this value is 0. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for this lecture.